All right, happy Friday. Here we are. Kimat Shabbat Shalom. Happy Passover to all my people around the world. Pesach Samech v'Kasher. Interesting day today. Passover. Passover is a festival, a Jewish festival of when the Hebrews made the great exodus from Egypt. This is a story that's written in everyone's Bible, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian. It could be Moses or Moshe or Nabi Musa. It's written in every single Bible out there. Also, if you're not a biblical person, if you don't believe in the Sky Daddy and all those stories after him, you could look at physical history, hieroglyphics, Egypt. The proof for that exists. Proof and history and truth. What does that mean, right? Passover is a festival of sovereignty, of redemption, of release, of freedom. It's also a festival of belief, of believing that unimaginable things can happen. It's also a festival of truth. What is the truth? So the story begins with Moses, this white, stuttering Hebrew prince, comes up to Pharaoh and says, "Let my people go." And Pharaoh says, "You're going to stay slaves." The Hebrews were slaves for 400 years. And Moses, through the strength of God, as the story says, rained 10 plagues upon the Egyptians. It was made the river Nile turn to blood, and then a plague of lice, and a plague of frogs, and a plague of darkness, and a plague of locust, until the final plague, every firstborn man and animals, was killed. Again, a biblical dramatic story. This whole story started with Moses, who was a prince, an Egyptian prince at the time, who saw an Egyptian soldier striking a Hebrew slave. And he said, that cannot be, that's wrong. And so he went to this Egyptian soldier, Egyptian worker, and struck him down and killed him for beating the Hebrew slave. Mind you, Moses at the time was not the leader of the Hebrews. He had not taken them out of Egypt. He was a prince. He was an Egyptian prince. But he stood in front of something that he saw was just wrong, just simply wrong. It's not truth. This last weekend, I was a witness to a very strong event. We went with a friend to a ceremonial event of some sort, and the organizer of this event said some harsh words to one of our friends inside the ceremonial atmosphere, and some harsh words were said. And the leader of our group that we went with, at the time I did not see him as my leader, only following this. The leader of my group stood up and spoke his mind in a respectful and strong way. He did not mind about the outcome. He did not mind about what the repercussions would be. He saw something that was wrong, that was not true, that should not have been, and he spoke his mind in a strong, respectful, yet aggressive manner. Not aggressive, but frontal manner. He was not shying away from the confrontation. That was a lesson to me. This all ties in with all the events going on in my home country right now, in Israel. Very unpleasant events, unfortunate events, where a lot of people are getting hurt, a lot of people are getting injured. There's no winners on any side. But the truth is important. We live in a world today where truth has become, what is truth? What is truth? And there's become so much patience in accepting other people behind the ruse of multiculturalism and democracy and respecting other people's feelings. There is a constant understanding for everything. And so you start with these things. If someone defines himself as a cat, or a sexual orientation or feeling, then now that is a fact. We must treat this person as a cat. We must lay bowls of milk for him. We must take our dogs away from him because he feels like he's a cat. Everyone's entitled to feel the way they are, but what is the truth? I'm a history major in college, and we know that history is his story, the side who wins. But again, what is the truth? What is the truth? What is the real truth? We have this, like I said, patience and understanding and containment of every different random idea. Now they're talking this thing about pedophiles not being pedophiles, but people who are, I don't know what they call them, like sexually challenged or whatever. All these new ideas and new acceptance, and everything is good to be accepted and understood when it's far away from you. But what happens when it touches you? When it's real in your life? The farther you are from a subject, a topic, the stronger your values and morals about that topic is, because it doesn't affect you. And so my lesson is for today is to live our truth. First of all, to know our truth, to be smart enough and wise enough to educate ourselves, to learn what we have to learn, to face the truth ourselves so we can stand behind it when the time is right, even if it's uncomfortable for us. And then when we do find that truth, stand behind that truth, even if it's uncomfortable for us, even if you lose friends, if you lose relationships, if you lose money, because the truth will set you free, and the truth will hold you down. The truth will set you free. And so on this beautiful Passover festival of liberation, of belief, and of truth, I wish for everyone all over the world, East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, back home in Israel, all down in Mexico, and wherever we're at, to live truth, to live truthfully, to live honestly, to abide by our truth, to maintain our truth, to reflect our truth, to shine our truth. Because when you shine a light in the darkness, you light the whole world. Good Shabbos.